There's a lot of stuff going on in the news about real estate agents, buyer's agents, listing agents, agents, secret agents, FBI agents, just agents. There's agents everywhere. There's a study done, and I want to go through and read the study statistics verbatim instead of trying to use a teleprompter to make you think I've memorized all this stuff and now I'm just coming up with it. I like to be the source of the source, and that's what I'm going to do. So this was done through, there's a survey done through Bright MLS. So there's a couple of different MLS systems, and Bright is one of those systems. And what it was talking about was it surveyed the home sellers and home buyers, and 91% of their respondents agreed that it would be very stressful to navigate the home buying process without a real estate agent or a broker. Now, I'm a broker. I'm not an agent. I'm a broker, which means I have taken even more educational classes and operated at a higher level to make sure I provide my clients with the best service possible. Now, 87% of the respondents believe that a real estate agent or broker is an essential, trusted advisor for a home buyer. Let's go over some of the reasons why they felt that way. They believe that a real estate agent or broker deliver industry expertise. We're in the MLS all the time. We're in houses all the time. We're talking to lenders all the time. We're talking to home builders all the time. We're doing a lot of research. We have to take continuing education. You can't take all of the stuff that a full-time real estate agent or broker that take this job seriously. You can't just go and do what we do because you think you can. You've watched some YouTube videos. It just doesn't work that way. There's no way to understand all the laws. There's no ways to understand the forms. You don't even know what forms to use. I see it all the time. People try and do for sale by owner. I'm like, oh, cool. Did you fill out the seller's disclosure? Well, what's a seller's disclosure? Hey, what year was that house built? 74? Did you do lead-based paint addendum? What's a lead-based paint addendum? There's just so much stuff out there that if you don't use a real estate professional, you're opening up yourself for a lot of potential liability, potentially losing a lot of money. For example, if you are selling your house for sale by owner and somebody was getting it financed, would you know to do a financing addendum? All right, so there's just a lot of different things. So delivering industry expertise. Okay. The second thing, provide expert local knowledge. There's a difference between living in a community and knowing the community. When you live in the community, you're driving by, you see a house sign, you see another sign go up, you see a house sign go down or whatever. That's not market knowledge. It's sign knowledge. You don't know what the houses was listed for. You don't know what they sold for. You don't know what they got for closing costs. You don't know what they got for repairs. You don't know if they got a home warranty. You don't know who paid the title policy. You don't know how long the option period was. You don't even know if they had an option period. You don't know if they went conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, cash, seller financing, cashback, wraparound. There's just so much you just don't know about that the local market knowledge that a real estate professional will provide, we do. The third thing, explain pricing and market value. And a lot of people think that because their property is assessed at a certain value, that's market value. No, that's tax value. That's your assessed value. Different from market value. When you have access to the MLS and you see the houses that are buying and that are being sold and that aren't being sold and that aren't being bought, and when you look at all that through the MLS, you're able to systematically figure out a proper valuation for that house. You can't do that if you don't have that answer to that solution. I mean, you can go through Zillow and try and figure some stuff out, but in Texas is a non-disclosure state. So you're not going to know what that final price is. You're not going to know what concessions were. You're not going to know anything. That's where we come into play. Review contracts and fine print. I've helped over 200 families with their real estate needs. I'm probably close to 250 now. I've been through the contracts a couple times. I even know what the contracts are called. When you try to for sale by owner and not use a real estate agent when you're trying to buy a house, those are things you don't understand. I've already gone over some of the contracts you probably may not have even known existed. And that's only a tip of the iceberg. There's hundreds and hundreds of forms that we have access to that you don't have access to as a private party or a private consumer. And then, we know about Trella, Tilla, RESPA, you name it. We have expertise in knowing what the federal laws are, what the state laws are. If we're a realtor, we subscribe to the values that are within the code of conduct of the realtor. That's stuff that you can't put a specific dollar amount on. You can't be like, oh, well, you have form knowledge. That's $200. Oh, you know what Trella is? That's $50. You can't do that. There's no way to monetize everything that we bring to the table. And last but not least, negotiations. Yeah, we all can think we negotiate. You find something on Facebook Marketplace and they want $20 for it. You knock it down to 15. You're like, I'm like price line negotiator. It doesn't work that way. There's so many things that it can be negotiated. Not only price, but closing cost, who's paying the title policy. You're negotiating days that they can keep the house off the market while you're doing your feasibility. You can negotiate lease backs, temporary leases. You can negotiate items at the house, property items. There's just so many things that you can negotiate in. Do you know what FOMO is? Fear of missing out. Hey, like myself, I've taken 3 negotiating classes. That way I have the skills to see, I can look at the big picture and I can figure out, okay, how can we win but make them think that they won? Because if we're winning and they think that they win, that's the best kind of way to negotiate, in my opinion, because everybody's happy. Nobody feels left out. Nobody feels screwed. It's phenomenal. But I always try to use FOMO, the fear of missing out, the best that I can. You may think that you're a negotiator because you can knock off $20 off of something at a flea market, but when you're dealing with a several $100,000 house, it gets to be a little bit difficult and different. So those are the 5 main reasons in that survey that consumers, these aren't real estate agents, these are consumers, 91% of them would feel it's very stressful trying to handle everything that we handle for you. 87% feel that real estate agents are a trusted advisor because of these things. So we add value to buyers and we add value to sellers. Can you buy a house or sell a house without a real estate agent? You sure can. Should you? That's a conversation we need to have.